Got a game on our hands. Got a game on our hands. 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 All right, so Radiant, we have the offlane pacer. It's playing. This is 5 pause position. 5 pause position. Some Andicus. Safe lane 1 pause position. Safe lane carry 1 pause position. Death by pudding. 4 pause position. Wise. Mid lane 2 pause position. Mid. Tempo controller 2 pause position. Mid. Medusa. Medusa. Now we're casting live, so we're only going to be able to see Radiant's perspective. These lanes are looking juicy. Looking kind of juicy. They're looking juicy. Look at that. That's a lot of minus armor right here, bottom. Right? Beastmaster, I'll tell you what, he loves minus armor. Ursa, I'll tell you what, he loves minus armor. Medusa, I'll tell you what, you know the rest. Looks like we got a little bit of aggressive play. Oh, there's the clockwork. You know he's in the safe lane now. Oh, here's 2 Chinese characters.
30 seconds to battle.
It's like SF wants to get a ward down. He's gonna take a hit. Yep, he checked to see if the tower would aggro through the vision. Saw that it did. And he knew there was a ward there for the sentry now. So that is a Smurf mid. Right? That or he's incredibly high MMR. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Divine 4. So this looks like to be a difficult game, to say the least.
This ain't no snowball fight.
First blood being given up top. Well, you know, I get knocked down, but I get up again. Ursa is Irish. Now, the Medusa SF matchup's a little wonky because you tend to get out damaged pretty quick. Oh, he's gonna try to just triple raise you off the bat? What's going on here? He's prepping with the raise. The debuff duration's almost up though. Yeah, you missed the debuff duration, but it looks like Logan didn't punish. Unfortunate. Alright, what's going on over here? Some Andicus looks like to be trying to zone the offlaners out, but that's not going to work out too well against a Clockwork Bristleback. That's a lot of minus armor, a lot of slow, a lot of damage, and it looks like that's going to be another kill. Meanwhile, Ursa, dead top, not looking too good for him. That's the second one, but he'll get back up again. You're never going to keep him down. And some Andicus did die bottom, trying to zone the Bristle and Clockwork out on Vengeful Spirit. What's going on mid, though? If you take a look, 3 CS on Medusa, not looking too good. 3 CS within the first 2 waves. It's not a great start against the Divine 4 mid player. Alright, and what's going on over here? It looks like they might be getting a kill on the Bristle, turning it around. So they've got a chance bottom now. Just gotta be real careful on zoning out the Clockwork Bristle lane, because they can really put a hurt on you. Bristle's TPing back in. Venge gets the memo. He's going to back up. Meanwhile, top looks like they're going to be trading on this Ogre Magi. Wise does not get the memo either. Looks like there's been communication issues, and he keeps going in, but not going to be good for his health. Well, that's 3 deaths for Wise within the first 2 minutes, but he'll get back up again. SF mid does have his bottle. So, if he was somehow afraid of the pressure that a Medusa could put down, which is not much, it is a Medusa. He could just raise out the waves at this point. He's pretty safe. He's going to have an excess of regen. He's going to be able to really rune control every rune now with that bottle. And get a lot of farm, so that's not looking too good. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Clockwork looks like he's in a little bit of a mess. A little bit of a, oopsie, I need to change my diaper. Looks like that Cog's put him in a bit more trouble than he wanted. Ben's going to do the stun, but I mean, this hero just doesn't have the damage level 1 starting. Let me put that in there for you. The The boar is so good with Ursa, and now that the Ogre Magi separated from the carry, they can get some damage in, but he's gonna loop back around. He's got a stun ready, and it looks like they're gonna do damage to Ursa with it. This is not looking too good, but they did get the kill. Ursa's gotta book it now. He does not want to die 4 times. 4 is the hard limit. Clockwork's cutting the wave bottom, so now they're in a bit of a weird spot safe lane where the carry is not going to have a way to defend himself, right? You've got to be really careful on Andicus in this position because your carry's happy just farming under tower. But you don't really want to be sapping his XP, and if you're sitting really far forward against a Bristle Clockwork, you are in for a world of hurt. Something dangerous here is I really don't want to think you'd pull the camp and this wave together because Bristle and Clockwork can really mess you up, and they'll take both the camp and the wave. Top, what is going on? Let's check out CS. 8 CS for the Bristle, 0 CS for the Ursa, and looks like he's in for another world of hurt. There's the Ignite. It might be enough slow to get it done. And there it is. Alright, when I said 4 deaths, I didn't mean it. On average, more than a death a minute. Luckily, his respawn timer is really nice and short, so he can come right back and die again. Alright, what's going on mid? Looks like the XP is pretty even. No XP advantage yet for SF, despite forcing Logan out of lane earlier. There you go. There's the level expanded, the XP advantage, and now you're for a real world of hurt going for this rune because this offlane Clockwork is doing his job. Denied the rune, which is a minor victory, but you're gonna lose your life for it. Alrighty, and bottom lane, what's going on meanwhile? So that 4 is out of lane, so you should be farming. And he is. Very cool. Some Andicus did the small pull during that gank from the Clockwork, so the wave will come back temporarily, but by the time Clockwork's back, wave's going to be right back here, and that's not where you want to be against the Clockwork. He's going to need to do this side pull if he can, but looks like Bristle's got Quills and it's a stack. He's got pretty good mana and a Mango, so he's going to have the mana to take it if he wants to, or he could just pull it himself. Either way, that's not looking good, and it looks like he's going to prioritize the bounties because he does know a single pull will happen. The pull through is not going to latch, it happened a bit too early. Meanwhile, another second D-ward's happening mid. The sentry that got placed here lasts for, I believe, 8 minutes, so if you put it within the same AoE, that's going to get caught too. Although I really did need an obs here, I think here would have been a better location. Top lane, meanwhile, looks like they're trading hits. Clockwork's top. That's a 1-second stun again. This CK has not been getting very lucky with them, but doesn't mean he hasn't been getting kills. Alright, now the XP advantage is really hurting after that kill. You're 2 levels behind on an SF, and you really can't afford to even try to pressure him at this point because he can just sit on your high ground and just spam raises on you, and then there goes your mana pool. The clarity is nice, but it's not nearly enough to keep you alive. At this point, you gotta come up with a plan. How are you going to come back in the jungle? Because if you show in lane, you are French toast. Bristleback doesn't have any boots actually, which I think is really hurting his opportunities to get kills because, I mean, yeah, this Slardar can put amp damage on you, but he's not got boots either. And they just came in on the courier. So now it's really hard to get a kill. You need those boots on Bristle. It's a level behind though, which is surprising considering Clockwork's giving him so much solo XP. There comes the Clockwork. That's the cogs. Crush might help, but ooh, is he gonna get it? He does. That amp damage from the ultimate was enough to get him that kill, but it looks like any Rocket Flare? Doesn't look like there's points in Rocket Flare, and he does have a salve to salve back up, so that turned out pretty well for Slardar. Meanwhile, top wave is being taken despite the really shaky start. The catapult wave with Beastmaster often spells your tier 1 tower. And this hero isn't likely going to really go anywhere. If he wants to, he can gank and he can really put pressure down on the map, but the real pressure comes from just continuing to push top wave alone because you're forcing people to rotate and you really can't kill them with just one hero. And that tier 2 is going to be in constant danger, right? You're not going to be able to farm your safe camps because the Beastmaster can just farm them and he can farm pretty quickly. Looks like Ogre Magi came bottom and they got a kill mid on the SF. Ursa now is going to take this XP. I guess he thinks it's safe. And if SF chooses to let it be, it will be. Another Orbic Corrosion. People really like Orbic Corrosion in this game. That's the 1, 2, 3 Orbic Corrosions on Radiant. And the Ancient stack is nice, but I don't think you've got the HP to really work with it. Even with the Morbid Mask, I mean, it's going to take a while. Mask of Madness is the move. I wonder if he's thinking that he's going to do Phase Mask of Madness Rapier this game, and that's his only way to save it. It doesn't actually feel like one of those games because you can just get SF ultied and die, like one shot. That's the triple raise, and it's over. Like you can't show in lane against this guy. It's over. As soon as you show in lane to him, you're just dead. Especially if you're a melee hero. Range heroes, you have a chance because you're in mid-long range. You don't have to eat the close range. And the Kiss looks like he got a little confused there as to whether or not they were going in. He's gonna have to pay with his life for that one. But better him than death by pudding. This is a little bit risky. I appreciate the vision, but you're not going to go in on that. CK ult is still up. Meanwhile, looks like the Bristle's going to come top to stop the Beastmaster from split pushing, and Beastmaster's going to respond to that by going, well shit, maybe I can lane mid. He's got a good amount of XP, he's got the Necro, and SF ulting on top of Necro, it really hurts. As you will kill that melee creep and you'll take about 1,000 damage. You've not got that much HP to really work with in the first place, you know? I believe it is magical damage, I'll have to check. Yeah, magical damage. 800. Let's see what's going on mid. Looks like he's just going to continue to poke with the boars. Try to hold on to that tier 1 tower. They really value the map control. Like, if you have tier 1 mid and you have tier 1 bot, you're in a good situation. In terms of map control, and they really do want the opportunity to go to Roche at some point between Beastmaster, Slaughter, or Ursa. That's great. And if they really wanted to, they could do the Mom Rapier Rush on Medusa, but she is just so far behind, it's so far away. And then they could pick up the Aegis with the Ursa for her, right? Then she'll actually survive the SF combo, or whatever else might be brought to her. SF wants those creeps. And so does Clockwork. They're a lot of gold. I think they're about 100 gold now each. Kills that thing, it's over for him. SF took the gank for him. And just like that, he's gonna live with 50 HP. And he gave him a bottle charge too, so he's real safe now. Tranquils are gonna regen him up in a second. CK is pressuring the lane now. You know SF was here. You know Clockwork's not gonna be able to make it, but they're just so far ahead they could just roll you over. And some Andicus here looks like he's caught with his pants down, not really anywhere to run. Yep, those Tranquils got him regen back up again. So they're gonna split push mid, they're gonna try to put some pressure down and at least take a tower for a tower. Bristle's gonna respond to that, he's gonna show up, he's gonna stop the threat of a tier 2 being taken, and CK is just gonna occupy this bottom tower. It's just a matter of time. Like, you can't fight him on this, you can't really contest it. It's just his tower. You just have to make it not worth his time to continue staying there. And, you know, if you take one tower, you pressure the next tower, you force a TP here while also forcing a TP here. I think that was actually a positive trade, although I do think the safe lane tower is worth slightly more. Just because of the proximity to farm it has compared to the tier 1 mid. But I think for Radiant tier 1 mid's a lot more valuable this game due to this big boy right here. Looks like a Yule's is going to go off. SF got stunned so he couldn't combo. And he got stunned again. There you go. That feels really bad as an SF player. Wise going for body blocks and decides to take the kill at the last moment. Safe lane is going to push in. You're going to have to expect a TP from somebody on this because this is going to be 2 waves.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, sounds good. Pudding's going to get the Invis rune and he's going to head on bottom. CK is not going to be a kill you can get because he's going to go top to respond to the wave. Looks like they are roshing between Ursa, Beastmaster, Venge. Now the amp from Slardar. This is super quick Roche. And a very good opportunity to catch up back into the game. Just the real scary part here is can you really function as 4 heroes and make enough space for the Medusa, or is she gonna need to show up? That's the real question here. Looks like he's gonna go for treads. Over the phase boost this game. Those Necro Keeps with Beastmaster, man, their base attack time is so good. Don't know if it lists it here, but I believe it's like 1.3 or something. 1.3, 1.4. Medusa's gonna push in bottom, and now that they're all missing and only Clockwork's dead, this is feeling a little risky. Yep, there's the SF, and he does have Yules. You're gonna get comboed. He outspeeds you with the Yules as well as just, you know, haha funny. I'm gonna eat some raises, and there goes your HP. Looks like Radiant's gonna try to scrap something together, fix the situation, but I mean, you start off the fight getting picked off when you're this far behind, even with the Aegis, it's not going to turn out well for you because Dire's going to respond to this. Yeah, Slaughter's going to try to TP up, the TP's going to get cancelled. Necros are showing up, Aegis is popped, so he's going to come back. But the only person here to help you, if they choose to, is going to be Beastmaster, and I don't think much is going to turn out well. Gets the Clockwork pick off. And it looks like he's going to try to get the Ogre Magi pick off as well. He got the amp damage off right before he died on Slardar. So that will happen. He does have a TP. I don't know if CK... Oh, there it goes. Medusa thankfully did push out mid-wave, so at least he's creating some pressure on the lanes doing that. He's going to use his haster, and that's going to be super useful for farming back into the game. And it looks like he's going to be able to stack Ancients again. There you go. 5-minute runes respawning, and he's pretty much guaranteed to get that as well if he chooses to. So it's not looking too bad as the Medusa player here. The skill build's a bit questionable, 3 and everything. It is what it is. Alright. Phase Orb of Corrosion. So he likes to move fast, and he likes you to not move fast. Ursa is a simple man. He wants you to not move fast, and he wants to move fast. This Necro 3 is a huge purchase, though. Just the speed that you get it on when you rush it, like first item, like you'll get Necro 1 before you even get your boots. Like, it's 15 minutes into the game, you know. I don't know the exact timing where you picked it up, but this creates so much pressure. For honestly so little gold. It's not that expensive for what it does. It does have the purge on the Necro creep, but it looks like this beast is not going to catch him. Death by Pudding, meanwhile, looks like he crossed the river to farm. Domandicus looks like he also crossed the river. When it comes to game design, things like the river are not there by accident. It's not just there to be water and pretty. It signifies something. The land changing color changes for a reason. Alright, Medusa's going to be farming back into the game. It looks like he is going to go for Manta. A little bit disappointing to see that. Like, I respect it, it's a good item, I get it. You can purge a lot of stuff off, you can dodge CK stun, you could purge Ignite off. But this game feels so far gone already that it really feels like you can't be this conservative and come back into the game. Vlad's gonna come up on Beastmaster pretty soon. That'll be really good for pushing when they do get those opportunities, if they come up. Medusa's getting hunted down. He showed on the wave pretty deep in. Rocket Flare's gonna catch him, so he's seen. Gets the ult off. He can TP out if he chooses to. But I think they're gonna turn this into a fight. They're gonna start off with the Clockwork pick, which is nice. Ogre Magi is going to get torn up by this creep, but so is Beastmaster by these CK illusions. That stun was very important, and a lot of minus armor means they get the CK kill. SF's going to go for the ult, but you're going to kill the melee creep on that, bro. You're Yule's up, but it's not going to do much for you. And there's the snake. Yeah, that's the thing about SF, like against Beastmaster. Good luck getting the ult off, and even if you do, that Necro Creep just chunks you hard. You don't have a lot of strength to start with. Unless you build items for it, that SF ult will kill you. Beastmaster's pretty much got his flats finished up. Slaughter is sprinting to the river. Why can't this hero do this? This is literally just a meme. But the Ags being finished on Slaughter is actually huge. They do need, I mean, several frontliners really. They're lucky on Radiant that so many of their heroes are so tanky, right? Like a Medusa on the front line is tanky, Slaughter is tanky, Ursa even as a 4 is still tanky. Venge is deceptively tanky with that strength gain and the items she likes to build, and I mean it's Beastmaster, right? He's a tanky guy. Bottom lane, looks like CK, did he use his ulti again? What is going on? That's not their high MMR player, I'll tell you that much. Medusa went back, she ended up putting more priority into the split shot and the mana shield. I wonder if she stopped at level 3 for Mystic Snake for a reason, mathematically. Right, 5 bounces, so you get the 4 melee creeps and the range creep. So if the one melee is dead, then you get the bounce on the SF. I don't know. Wasn't paying too much attention. Bristle does finish the TP, so they must think that they can fight here. SF's gonna get one raise off. This Essence Ring is gonna help keep this Bristle alive for a while. He did a great job frontlining there. Medusa ult goes off, but SF ult happens at the same time, so nobody's facing each other because of that. She can get the TP off. Yeah, Ogre Magi a little bit slow on the trigger. And it looks like Venge is going to be left out to dry. Hamla Harris is going to see this opportunity of all these heroes down bottom. He's going to probably pop Necro and just split push out with them. Probably when he gets to about this point, he will back off and then go to the jungle with his heroes, keeping the creeps in lane. Or, if he really wants to force a TP, he will continue with his hero past this point. And there he is. I think he decides to play a little bit more conservatively. CK mid, he went armlet, and it looks like he's going to go Sanch and Yasha. That would be my bet. Uh-oh, this is getting dangerous now because they're all missing from bottom and you're showing top on the wave. You know CK is farming here because you had vision of that. But I guess Clock just showed mid, so you know you're not going to get hook shot. And the SF does respond to the push, so you know SF is now stuck top, at least for a little bit. Logan, meanwhile, a little bit low on mana, so he's pretty dangerous right now. The Clarity Pop's going to help him out, but his mana shield is off anyways. Death by Pudding. That hero, man. Why can't he do that stuff? It's just 40 HP regen for no reason. Didn't build any HP regen, it's just his talent. If he took it, he didn't. He took the damage. And the eggs. Ursa's gonna go in. That amp damage really chunks people with Ursa. Clockwork's gonna try to get away. The axes get him. CK is gonna pop ult for this, but it might be too little too late. The roar comes off on the main CK, so everybody knows which one to go for. SFL goes through, and that's gonna result in a dead Slaughter and a dead Venge. And it looks like Radiant's gonna be trying to back away now. That boar slow, man. They might be able to turn this. Necro gets popped. And it looks like Dire's scared now. That melee creep can really do a lot of damage. You do not want to combo into a Beastmaster with that thing around. Brown Boots is an interesting keep here. Why is this going to take the Ancients? And he's going for the Solar Crest. That is going to be so much minus armor. I mean, despite how far behind they are, if you just tag whoever you want to go on with all your minus armor, that's a dead hero. You know? And let's go ahead and alt-tab a couple times and see what's going on. I don't know. Drum of Endurance, actually. Well, I mean, it's stats. Makes you fast. I'll tell you what, this guy cares about one thing, going fast and making you not go fast. That's two things. But I don't care about accuracy. Fury Swipes popped. Interesting build. Kinda like it. Did not get to hop over the cogs, hopped into it twice. Clockwork gets swapped back, but everybody ran south to catch up to him. SF's got DD. This is a scary position to be in. Swap's already down. Looks like he's gonna have to pay the ultimate price, his life. In real life. You know SF's chasing because you got the amp on you, but you got no mobility, dude. Good luck. Creep, Purge, Yules is gonna happen. SF's gonna go for the combo anyways. Yep, loses half his life to that creep, but there's no one else there to really capitalize on it. I think they relinquished that fight once they saw how it was going. Medusa Manta pop. I don't know, you might be able to bait some stuff. That's the Shivas. I guess you got the Shivas down. And this top tower is gonna fall. So now Roche is not looking like a good situation because you don't really have any close CPs anymore on Radiant. Medusa's gonna be farming 2 camps at once. The Manta's finished. I really hope he gets a cool item. My prediction is going to be either something boring like BKB, something weird and niche like Maelstrom because of the CK, or he's just gonna go balls to the wall and go Rapier. But I really don't think that's gonna happen if he didn't do it right after the Mask of Madness. Rush comes down mid. That's more so just for Slaughter's safety, I imagine. Somebody told him he can go in and he was not feeling it. Hawk has scouted out Roshan, so they know that's an opportunity now. All the camps are cleared out, 5-minute runes are coming out. It looks like they're going to secure top, Dire might be securing bottom, or we're going to get a fight. They could be smoked up right now, they're all missing on the map. First is going to hit Roche a couple times, I guess. Dire's not going to just let it go uncontested, and I think Radiant's going to back up right now. I think they realize how dangerous a roast fight is around this time period. Somebody has to kill this creep, and who's it going to be? CK, he's the one that can tank it. They need to keep a Hawk in Roche, and I imagine that's what's going to happen right now. But it looks like Dire is not even thinking about Roche. They want to have a fight. Wise is taking a lot of damage, and slow is Slardar. SF ult's gonna calm down, and everyone's gonna get feared during the Medusa ult, which is just the saddest situation. You don't really think about that interaction in the draft, but that's what's happening. The Medusa ult's just getting destroyed because of SF. Now Medusa's getting focused on, and she's gotta just pop Mom and fight, 'cause she's not getting away. But her Medusa, her mana got drained before she could pop the Mom, so she was just left to dry, like Venge earlier. Death by Pudding, he's got a lot of HP regen, but Quill's stacks hurt. Got a kill there somehow. He's in the river, he's got Wand in second, and he's dead. That's a team wipe. That is not looking good. Alright, and it looks like Dire's gonna get Roche off of that. Quills are gonna kill the Hawk too to add insult to injury. You can't even watch us do this. You gotta stand in the hallway when I fuck your wife. Waves are not looking great either. It looks like mid's pretty much past the river. Top is pretty deep in, which is good for Radiant. And bottom is pretty deep in for Dire, which is not good for Radiant. It's good if you want to farm back, but not if they're all missing. Looks like they're going to split up their cores, put CK mid and put SF top. Looks like they're going to try to fix the lane situation on Dire, but this is an opportunity if they're split in the waves to get a gank back off and maybe try something. As dangerous as that sounds going into an Aegis. They do scout that ward with the Necro 3, so they do know there was vision there. Sentry down outside a pit. Rocket Flare is going to come off, and you're going to soil your pants because you know you will die if they go on you, and they are all missing. Ben just gonna use this Glimmer Cape to get a very aggressive ward down where I guarantee someone standing. No. Odd. But could be a very useful word. That took some fucking balls to put that word down. Some balls or ignorance, either or. Yep, that's the BKB purchase, which it is useful against the fear. Mindbreaker, that's probably got to be the Ursa's item, right? Bullwhip, so who's using Mindbreaker? Nobody's using Mindbreaker. Just gonna raise out the waves and you're not gonna take his tower. Quickening Charm. Oh, we got a little bit of lag here. Uh-oh. Warning, connection problem, timeout in 19. Oh my goodness. We're gonna try to reconnect and catch up with the game and see how that game's going. Apologies to the viewer. Hopefully I'm not dropping any frames. Let's go ahead and check OBS and make sure we're not dropping frames, because that would not be phenomenal. I've only dropped 16 frames, and that usually happens right when you start the stream, so it looks like that was a Dota server error. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. Medusa is now being sieged. It looks like a lot happened since we last looked. Ooh, okay, that's a 4-second stun. But you are lucky you got that ult off, compadre. And it looks like Bristle has an illusion that fooled everybody. The Snot goes off and the Shivas is just going to zone everybody out. It gives SF plenty of time to stack some raises up and just really try to farm some kills. Ursa's going to go, no way, compadre. I go fast, you go slow. They go high, we go low. Oh man, Slardar is saying, we can still win this, my friends. I am going to use Slitherine Crush. I have 40 HP regen, make that 30. Things are not looking too good. I am getting multicasted on. Medusa, please help me, I'm dying. Everyone's watching, Swap is on cooldown. Beastmaster uses the Roar on the SF. They're gonna get the pick off on the SF. Can we do it? We're using buybacks. We got the water. We got the water at least. I am thirsty, but we got the water. SF bot back. He's gonna bots back in, and now things are looking horrible. But luckily, he's not got a lot of these Necromastery Souls. The SF ult comes down despite this and fears everybody. And it looks like Ursa is gonna try to do something, but it looks like everyone's focusing on this CK who just got really hungry and ate cheese. He still gets the ult off, and you haven't killed him yet. You spent all this time, and now it's really not looking good. Oh my god. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like that's going to be the game. Looks like Radiant's going to be calling GG and letting them end, right? Beastmaster's got a vendetta. Just kidding, that'd be Nyx if it did. Haha! He's going to get the wild axes down. He's going to show him what a good item can do. And he's going to really get these stacks off, because these stack up like raises. It's 12% more each time you stack it. And if you stack it enough, you're going to be one-shotting people, hombre. Get those stacks off, compadre. It's only 80 mana a cast. SF's getting slick with it. Help me out, friends. Roar. No. Oh, no. And just like that, it's all over. Ursa's going to come back in a second, and I guarantee you're going to see SF do something about it with that Ghost Scepter, because he bought it for a reason. Guess not. Ladies and gentlemen, and it looks like that will be the game. That's game 3 of the North American Division TI Qualifiers, Best of 3 Grand Finals, Grandmother.